Your startup still has 0 users, but it's not because you're lazy, bad at marketing, or because your product is bad. The real reason is this. Your product might be useful, but it's not solving one specific problem for one specific group of people. Right now people might say, yeah, it's cool, or I like the idea, but no one is like, yes, this is exactly for me. And if no one feels like that, of course no one signs up. I'm Oscar, I've built 2 startups and coached over 50 founders, and in this video I will show you a 3-step system that will make the right people say, this is for me. By the end, you will stop second guessing your product, because you will know exactly who it's for. And every decision you make, content, outreach, features, will be 10 times easier. Let's dive right in. Here is the trap I see all the time. A startup founder tells me, we help businesses manage their workflow better. That sounds great, right? But here is what people actually think. They think, yeah, that sounds useful, and 10 seconds later, they forget about it. Now compare it to this. We help freelancers with 10 plus clients stop missing deadlines and get paid on time without using spreadsheets. The first one is, yeah, sure, whatever. But the second one makes specific people go, yes, this is exactly me. And this is exactly the, yeah, that's cool trap. If your product sounds cool or interesting to everybody, nobody will say, this is for me. And this can kill your startup. Here is why. Nobody thinks this is for me. Nobody feels I need this now. So nobody replies, signs up, or buys. Now the fix is not to do more marketing or to add more features. The fix is to get clear what your product does and what painful problem you solve. That's what we're gonna do now. Before we fix this, I have something for you that will make the next month in your startup 10 times easier. It's a simple worksheet that shows you exactly what you need to focus on right now and what you can ignore. It helps you stop doing random stuff, pick the right next moves, and see real progress within weeks. You can download it in the description below. Now let's fix your positioning so people finally say, this is for me. Step 1. Pick one person with one painful problem. Most founders hate doing this because they feel they're limiting themselves. If I pick one audience, what about all the other people who could buy? Here is what I learned the hard way. When you try to help everyone, you end up helping no one. So it's very important to focus. But how do you find your target audience? Look at who talks to you today, who replies to your emails, who DMs you, who books calls, who keeps asking questions. Write down 3 to 5 real people. And from that list, ask yourself, who has both money and motivation to fix this right now? You want the person who is thinking, if this problem doesn't go away, I'm screwed. So your action for this week is simple. Choose one group you can focus on for the next 4 to 6 weeks. Remember, you're not marrying this niche forever. You're just committing long enough to get a clear signal. And once you've done that, you can move on to step 2. Step 2. Make the problem so specific they nod. Now that you have defined your person, step 2 is to define your problem so clearly that they literally nod when they hear it. And you can use this simple formula. Who is it for? Specific person. What is happening in their life or work? Specific situation. And what hurts right now? Specific pain. For example, if you help people get strong testimonials for their product, you could write, founders of B2B tools who know they need video tutorials on their site but hate begging customers and never get videos that look decent. Specific person, founders of B2B tools. Specific situation, know they should have customer proof on their website, painful problem, hate begging for testimonials, and never get videos that look decent. So how do you know if your problem description is good enough? You can use this simple test. Ask, would someone in that situation say, yes, that's me? Does it make them a bit uncomfortable because it's so true? And could this accidentally describe 10 different types of people? If it could describe 10 very different people, it's still too vague. Now here is what I want you to do. Write your problem statement using this specific formula. And don't try to be clever, just be accurate. Make sure you name the person, the clear situation, and the painful problem. That sentence becomes the foundation of everything. Your website, your emails, your DMs, your content. And now in step 3, we tie all together. But hey, before we move on, if this is you right now, you have 0 users or almost 0 users, I want to help you get unstuck. Comment below with who your product is for and what painful problem you solve. I will check out your problem statement and give you one concrete tweak you can make to make it clearer and more compelling. Now let's move on to step 3. Step 3. Craft your positioning statement. In step 3, you turn everything into one clear positioning statement you can use everywhere. Here is the template. We help who get what result by how you do it. For example, a strong positioning statement would be, we help non-technical Shopify founders launch a clean, professional store in one afternoon by giving them plug-and-play page templates instead of forcing them to hire a designer. Notice what's happening. People instantly know if it's right for them. They see the outcome and they have a rough idea how you do it. And here is a great way to find out if your positioning is strong. Use the coffee shop test. Imagine you're in a coffee shop and someone asks, what do you do? And you say your positioning statement. Within 20 to 30 seconds, they should know this is me or I know someone who needs this. If they say cool and immediately change the topic, your positioning is still too vague. If they lean in and say, I know this problem or I know someone who has this problem, then you're on the right track. So this is your action step for this week. Write your positioning statement with the template I showed you and put it in 3 places. Your landing page headline, your LinkedIn headline or your bio, and the first line of your outreach messages or outreach emails. And you don't need to overthink the wording. Good and specific beats fancy and vague every day of the week. Your startup doesn't have users because your product is bad, but because your product isn't obviously for one person with one specific problem. So to fix this, pick one audience with one very specific pain point, describe their situation so clearly that they nod, and turn that into a positioning statement and put it everywhere. And once you do that, you know exactly who your product is for and what problem you solve. And then everything becomes clearer. Okay, now you have your positioning statement. What's next? Check out this video. I will show you exactly what you need to do in the next 30 days to get real users using the positioning statement you just created. And hey, if you found this helpful, hit subscribe so you don't miss any videos on how to build a successful startup. My name is Oscar. See you soon.